So I've just seen Squid Game Season 2. Now, I've been waiting a long time for this show because, Season 1 came out all the way back in 2021, which is absolutely crazy because that was 3 years ago. I was 17, I think, when the first show came out. 'Cause, yeah, or the first season, I should say, because, like I said, 2021, yeah, I would have been around 17 when the first show came out. Now, here I am, 3 years later, at 20 years old, almost 21. Man, I feel very old, let me tell you. Anyways, this show, it was pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie. Now, originally, back when season 1 came out, it came out in September, I believe. I didn't get around to it until December because I just didn't see what the hype was about. I was like, why are people overhyping this show? It's just kind of eh. But then I watched it and I was like, holy moly, that was actually pretty damn good. And so yeah, I've been looking forward to Squid Game 2 ever since, and it has finally came out. Well, it came out yesterday. Today's the 27th, which is the day I was finally able to watch it because I was busy yesterday. So yeah, I didn't get around to watching it until today, which is the 27th. And overall, pretty solid. Let's get into some of the things that I liked about it right now. Alrighty, so first things first, I want to talk about the games in particular. Now, if you're wondering why my voice sounds like this, it's because I don't know if I have a cold or something. I think it's just a small cold because, yesterday I kind of felt there was a bunch of like mucus in my throat and everything. Now it's just kind of, I just kind of feel a little bit like shit. So, hopefully by the end of the year it'll clear up and we'll be good to go for 2025. But yeah, first I want to talk about the games that are in this show because while some of them are similar, some of them are, most of them are different because obviously you start with red light, green light, and I think maybe originally they were gonna have all 6 games be the same, like with glass bridge and then honeycomb and all that. Something's going on with my hair down here. But I think once they caught on that Jihan was like trying to tell them how to play the game, they were like, all right, we got to change this up to, not make things so predictable. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe the games are going to be different all along. They just used red light, green light to, trick them into thinking that the games are going to be the same. Who knows? Overall, I do like that the games were different because, if they would have been the same, that would have been kind of boring. So, yeah, the first game is red light, green light. The second game is like this thing where there's like these 2 circles and they gotta walk like around the circle and like there's like 5 mini games while you walk in between the circles, and they got to compete in those 5 mini games. And then the game after that was the Karis. No, it was because I know there was eventually this like carousel game where it spun around, and then they had to like pick a certain group of players. So like there's 2 players, there's 10 players, there's 6 players, 4 players. So like each time they had to like find a certain group of people and then run into a doorway or like run into a what is going on with the side of my head here? But yeah, they have to run into like a door and then if it closes and you're not in a door when it closes, then you die. But I'm trying to think if there are any more that I'm forgetting because there's that circle game, there's carousel game, I don't, because originally they try to make you think that they're gonna do the cookie game, a game where you gotta cut the shape of the cookie, but it gets revealed that that is actually just a nightmare that Gihan has because it takes the cookie, opens the thing, and then it has like a bunch of mini shapes inside of it, like a bunch of mini triangles, because it cuts to them and like everybody is in the triangle line because he mentions that's the easiest shape. And when I saw that, that was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. And then he takes the cookie, opens it, and then it's like a bunch of mini triangles. That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, overall, I did like that they changed the game. So now let's go ahead and dive into the characters a bit more. Alright, so one thing that I like about this show is that it doesn't take you right into the games. Like, how in the first season it was kind of like, you had your first episode, and then right after that you were immediately thrown into games, and it was basically just the games with, like, the detective guy for the rest of the show. Well, this time around, it doesn't quite do that. Kinda does, but it takes a bit longer to get into the games. Like, we don't get into games until episode 3. And before then, we were focusing on more characters because there's more characters this time around. You got Jihan, then you got the other guys, you got the detective guy returning, but this time around it decides to focus on other characters. Like it focuses a bit more on the suitcase guy, whose name I'm pretty sure is Gong Yu. I'm pretty sure that's what his name was. He's the guy with like the suitcase, and yeah, the first episode is dedicated to him. And then there's also this one female character who turns out to be one of the pink soldiers, who like shoot the players and all that. She's revealed to be one of the triangle soldiers, the ones who actually do the killing. And before then, we get some backstory on her, what she does like before the games, and how she's actually not that bad of a person. You know, she's actually just a pretty normal person before the games, but then goes into the games and starts killing people. So, you know, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, I do like that they focused a bit more on the characters this time around, especially on the episode with Gihun and the Suitcase guy, who we'll get into a bit more later on. I do like what they did with their characters and how it took a bit more time to get into the games rather than just one episode and then in the games. Instead, it was one episode, then another episode, then it put us in the game. So I do like that. But yeah, overall, I do think this was a pretty solid show. Honestly, to be honest, it's probably more intense than the first season because, obviously the first season is very depressing and everything. You see the characters and everything, but you kind of already have an idea of, like, that the character's going to die, so it's not really super shocking when they do die, except for obviously, Ollie, I think his name was, that was pretty sad the way he died, even though it's pretty obvious he was going to die. It's just kind of sad how he died because, he got betrayed. So yeah, that was kind of really depressing on that part. And yeah, but, this season, nobody really gets betrayed. Well, I mean, except for like the very end of the show, because Gihun, he forms this like rebellion, this like mini rebellion with like the players who agree to help him, because I believe by the end of the sixth episode or something like that, there's only like 100 some players remaining. I think there's like around 160, 140 people that like survived the games that they were in, and Gihun forms this like mini rebellion with like 20 people, I think, and they go and fight the bad guys and all that. And then the front man is actually revealed to be player 001, the guy's brother from the first season who was the front man. He is revealed to be player 001, even though he was never in the red light green light game, because it shows him watching the red light green light game in the first round of that game, and then when they go to cast their votes at the end of episode 3, it says player 001, and then it is revealed to be that guy. So obviously he must have just not participated in that game for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, hang on, something popped up on my screen there. I had to get rid of it. But yeah, he never plays the first game, which is red light green light, but he just goes in the game after the first game, which is a bit strange, but it's whatever. I guess it's probably to increase his survival, because if he were to play red light green light, he would probably die. So even though I guess it should have been obvious that player 001 would be some sort of like secret player. Every time I hit my mic, it shuts off. But yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. It seems kind of obvious that the player 001 is like some sort of like secret operative, or like, someone who like knows the game, stuff like that. Because in the first season, player 001 was that old guy who was like the creator of the games and this and that. And he obviously died of his brain tumor at the end of season 1. And now with season 2, you have, I forget his name. I think it's like Huang Yinho. Huang Yinho. I think that's his name. I'm pretty sure that's his name at least. But yeah, he's player 001. And he never reveals his identity to Gihun at all at any point in the game. He never like tells Gihun that he is the front man, anything like that. Even when he like goes on Gihun's like rebellion team, because he does take part in that and even kills some of the guards and this and that, he ends up betraying them, but he never reveals to Gihun that he is the front man. He just shows up as the front man and then kills Gihun's best friend for, doing this rebellion thing, because they get caught and they surrender, and then, yeah, that's how the show ends. So, who knows what's going to happen in season 3 of this show, but, because, yeah, season 2, I never even touched my microphone, so I don't know why it shut off. But, yeah, who knows what's going to happen in season 3, because season 2 was just an absolute chaos. It was just like craziness after craziness, because the guy who's like in charge, or not in charge of the games, but like who does like that slap game where you like slaps the players and then they play like that the game where you gotta flip the thingies. I forget what it's called already. It's with like the red thing and then the blue thing, and then you gotta slam it and make it flip. I forget what the name's called, but yeah, that guy gets killed in the first episode. Like right off the bat, he's dead, and I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. I guess anyone's just fair game at this point, because there was a clip that they showed earlier in the year. I think it was in like September, October. I don't really know, but it showed like him in like the shower or something. It was a very weird clip. It shows like how he gets like ready and everything to like go out and you know get people to play. So I thought it was gonna focus a bit more on him in the first episode because there's these two guys that like track him down and stuff like that. But we never get that clip, so I don't know if they cut the clip or if it was just like a promotional thing. I don't know, but I guess that's just what that was. So yeah, he dies in the first episode because he makes Gihan play a game with he makes him play Russian roulette, and he unfortunately has the last bullet, and obviously he dies. So yeah, they don't actually go into the game until episode 3, because episode 2 is about them finding the masked pink dudes. Well, episode 1 is about them finding the slapping guy with the briefcase, and then episode 2 is about finding out when the game's going to be, and then episode 3 is about them going into the game. Yeah, overall, I think this show, I think I mentioned this earlier, but it was a lot more intense than season 1 was. I don't know what is going on with my hair. It is just all over the place today. But yeah, this show was a lot more intense than season 1 was because, like I said, season 1 was kind of predictable. Season 2 was also kind of predictable, like I said at the end, because before the Huang Yinho guy, the frontman, kills Gihan's best friend, he is with these two guys who like go to infiltrate the control room, I think it's called. And yeah, I'm probably like, and I was thinking to myself while watching it, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna kill those two guys that are with him, and sure enough, that's exactly what he does. And I'm pretty sure he like faked his death to Jihan on like the walkie-talkie because Gihan's asking him if he's there, and then he like turns on the walkie-talkie and puts it towards the guy's mouth who's like dying, and then pulls the trigger to make it seem like he dies, I guess. And then he shows up to Gihan as the front man with like the mask and everything. So he never reveals that he is player 001. So who knows? We're gonna find that out in season 3, or if Gihan's gonna find that out in season 3. And like I said, who knows what season 3 is even gonna be about? Because like they do this like mini rebellion in season 2, so it's like, are the games just gonna continue after season 3? Because there is a post-credit scene, which I actually didn't know about. Because after season or episode 7 ended, I turned it off, and then I didn't know that there was actually a post-credit scene at the end of it. It's only like a short 10-15 second long clip, but it's like players, I think it was 196, and then like some other guys, they were walking into a room, and then it showed the doll from Red Light Green Light, and then it showed another doll after that, which was like a boy version of the doll, and then there was a light that turned from red to green. So who knows if they're gonna be Red Light Green Light again, but like more complicated or anything like that. But yeah, show's definitely a lot more intense, and I like that more because it was basically fair game for anybody. Because obviously you knew who was going to die in season 1 and who was going to live. Like obviously it was going to be Jihoon that survived because he was the main character. But for season 2, you had like no idea who was going to make it out or who was going to survive. If like everybody was going to die in season 2, or if there was going to be some survivors, because there actually is some survivors in season 2 other than Gihan. There's like, the dude and her mother that are in there, 007 and his mom. They both survived the season. And then the purple-haired guy whose name was Thanos, which was something. I thought I was tripping when I heard that. I was like, there's no way that's his actual name. That's his actual name, or at least in the show it is. But yeah, he was an absolute ass. So when he died, I was like, finally, thank God he died, because he does not make it out of season 2. And I was like, thank God that man did not survive, because like I said, he's kind of an ass. Yeah, anyways, I liked it. It was a pretty good show. If I had to rate it, I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10. So yeah, you guys can let me know what you guys thought of Squid Game season 2 and what you guys think season 3 could even be about, because they already filmed season 3. So season 3 is going to be coming out in 2025. We don't know when. Probably, I would say in the summer or the fall of 2025 is when they would release season 3. So maybe in like August, maybe September. So we could expect the trailer probably sometime in July or June of this year, or of next year, I should say. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this review. We are only 39 subscribers away from 600. So, you know, just 39 more, we'll be at 600. Although there's only 4 days left of 2024, so don't think we're going to be hitting it this year. So probably, at least if we can hit it in January or February, that'd be pretty cool. I haven't made a video in like a week, but you know, it was the holiday, so I kind of wanted to take a week-long break and just so I can get focused back on track. So there should probably be at least one more video by the end of the year, because I might still do that video where I say what my most favorite movie of 2024 was, because I think I'll probably make that into a video. Maybe before the end of the year or at the start of next year. I don't really know. We'll see what happens, but I think that's going to wrap it up for this. Let me know what you guys thought of Squid Game Season 2, what you think Squid Game Season 3 could be about, and if you like this show more than Season 1, because I think I do enjoy this show more than Season 1, because even though this show was shorter than Season 1, it makes sense because, like I said, they filmed Season 2 and 3 already, so you know, it's going to be coming out back to back. So Season 3 is probably going to be around 6 to 7 episodes long. And let me know what you guys think is going to happen to Jihan, because while the front man killed Jihan's best friend, he did not kill Jihan himself, even though they both surrendered and everything. So who knows if the front man is going to make Jihan become one of the pink-suited dudes and kill all the other players? Who knows what's going to happen, but yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, by the time my next video comes out, if it's after 2025, or I guess after 2024, so at the start of 2025, I will have a brand new webcam, because this one, while it does work, you can see right down here, there's a like a little red glare. I don't know if you can see that right there. And the camera quality is kind of starting to dip, I think. So I ordered a new webcam that should be coming January 1st, so maybe by the next video I'll have it, or the video after that. But yeah, we're going to be starting up 2025 with a brand new webcam. That's going to be exciting. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.